now. Can you hear me? Well, you're muted. You sure are. Can you hear me?
I swear, yeah. I swear I hit the camera and
I was like, something's wrong with my
I'm singing to
headphones.
you. Helen's got some problems over here.
I'm going,
It's actually Jordan. Welcome to season 2. We don't know what we're doing.
And yet, we've had
But we do.
strokes of genius as far as setting a recurring
Gosh, I know.
Zoom meeting rather than me creating a new one and emailing it to you every single time.
That's fine.
And always being like, what do I put in the subject line? Literally going like, what episode number is this? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a forever link.
And we updated our doc with document tabs.
Yeah. Well, I saw that. I was like, I'm tired of scrolling all the way to
I mean,
the
I knew
bottom.
how to do a good outline. Like I love setting things up with headings so I can like do the little outline clickable thing. But document tabs, this is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're organized. Season 1, don't need to access it right now because we're on to season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2, we do need to access right now. And I also liked your new section.
I made new sections. Yeah. And I think I see you made a change that I was going to ask you about is, do we call this season 2, episode 1, or is it episode 23, right? Because I want to feel really accomplished.
Yeah. Yeah. When we hit like 50 or, whatever, which will be season 3, seeing your outline that we
potentially. Yeah. I like a plan.
Yeah. Maybe we have random summer bonus episodes. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Maybe that's like a bonus.
It can just be like, hey, let's go pod.
Yeah. Hey, we're free. It's summer. Are you losing your mind because it's summer and there's so much that needs to be done and there's no school and
let's make a podcast instead.
Yeah. Recap.
Updates or episodes dropping hourly from June to August.
Hourly. Yeah. Catch up now.
Live from the car as Camden's at Teddy Bears.
I think he's going to be too old for Teddy Bears.
Stop.
I think they stop at 5. Wow. Yeah. And I forget what the next one is. There's some nature thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even that will start to creep up. I think it's either March or April.
Yeah, you've got time.
Live,
you can get your spreadsheet prepared.
Oh, heck yes.
Set all the timers.
Oh my gosh, just wait till Lily turns 3 next year and I have to have like conflicting times and spreadsheet options and all these different Anyway. Well, on that opening note, hey, welcome to season 2. Episode 23 of Millennial Mom Thoughts.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
There it is. There it is. And I would be called out if I didn't start off this podcast, which we will visit the quote that this is from. But I want to shout out Brian, aka my wonderful husband, who had the best suggestion for when we did our podcast retreat over the break, aka meeting at Chili's. And he said, I hope that you say, when you see Helen, I feel, and in parentheses, because, the office, but I feel the pod in this Chili's tonight.
I died. It's amazing.
It's really, really amazing. And speaking of amazing
people,
hey, you need to go upstairs.
Have fun at school tomorrow. Oh, no one can hear me. The headphones are currently in Jordan's hands.
Okay, love you. Bye. One more day of Christmas break.
Wait, does he have school tomorrow or no? They go back Tuesday.
They go back Tuesday. And it's a half day on Tuesday.
Are you feeling
tomorrow for a baking class at 4:30 scones?
Ooh, nice.
How cute is that?
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Very cool. Are you feeling like the song says that mom and dad can hardly wait for school to start again?
I mean, we were so busy over break. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of, oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. And I didn't mind some of the just downtime, not like, we have to go get Camden to school. we have to go pick Camden up from school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, soccer starts, tomorrow night, so
Mm.
that's kind of kicking back into the routine. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. Going
overall,
back to sorry for
yes.
my my basement interruption.
Mm.
Yes, I figured we would start maybe with. Do you want to start with what we did over break, or do we
That's what I'm
start with the
thinking. Yeah, keep
podcast
going. Tell
retreat?
me.
Or
I mean, I know a little bit about your break. I saw you earlier this week, so that was post Christmas, pre New Year's, in that little abyss
right?
of time where you don't know where
Wait,
you
we met
are
this
or
week.
who
That
you are.
was
I
this
know, right?
week.
That was
Oh
like
my
a
gosh,
7 months ago,
what?
but really it was Monday, and today
That was
is
Monday.
Sunday as we're recording. I know. So we
Wow,
met up at Chili's. It was very, very cold out,
it was
but
very
you know
cold.
what helped keep us nice and snuggly warm?
OMG. In case you don't follow us on our Instagram, on the socials, as the kids say. I don't know
They
the kids
do.
actually say that.
They're
On
kids.
Instagram, millennial.mom.thoughts, we have, thanks to my very loving, shout out again to Brian, my wonderful, loving, thoughtful husband, got me, and I'll get to how Helen got one as well. Um, Took our sneakily got into my Canva and transferred my millennial mom thoughts, little poster tile thing that I've made in Canva, and sent it to his account, and then dropped the background so that he could add it on a sweatshirt.
Mhm.
And for Christmas, surprised me with an awesome millennial mom thoughts sweatshirt.
And I
And
got one too.
and Helen got one too because he sent it to your wonderful
Mhm.
husband, Mitchell. My mom calls him Mitchell, by the
That's
way,
okay.
whenever
His
she
mom does
references.
too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That makes sense for his mom to call him Mitchell. For my mom, I feel like he's Mitch.
He was
But
Mitchell until college, I guess. Like that's when he
oh,
rebranded.
he
So like anyone that
rebranded.
knows him before then, like his family
Interesting.
tends to know him as Mitchell. Some they
Okay.
mostly call him Mitch now, but
Yeah,
and
I've
then
only ever known him as Mitch.
yeah, me too.
But yeah, texted him and said, "Hey, I'm getting this for Jordan. If you would like to get this for Helen, here's the link." Um,
Perfect.
so very very exciting to
Yes.
open that. Actually, I didn't open it on Christmas because we exchanged our gifts like 5 days early because
Oh
we
my
get too
gosh, I didn't
excited.
know it was that early.
Yeah, I had to hold on to it for a little bit
See,
because
because
I
we did
said,
ours
"Oh,
Christmas Eve, and Mitch was like,
yeah,
"Wait until tomorrow to show Jordan." So
yeah,
we,
I already had it."
yeah,
Uh, and I was when I opened it, I said, "Oh my gosh, Helen needs one of these."
that's
And he
what
goes,
I said
"Well,
too. Yep,
don't tell her,
yep,
but
yep.
she's getting one because I
Oh,
sent it to Mitch." So
they're the best. Well,
so
and while
sweet.
we're shouting out and recapping holidays and whatnot too, I also need to take the opportunity. Not only, sweatshirt, amazing, loved it. And then I also
Oh,
got a
yeah,
personalized children's book for Christmas called Violet the
adorable.
Pilot, which is what we call her when we play like airplane. I sing a little song about Violet the Pilot, which I won't subject everyone to here, but
Hey,
it's
you've sang
adorable.
on this podcast before, so
Yeah, but season two, new
Oh,
season, new
really?
me. I'm really trying to take this all a lot more seriously. I'm
Are
staring
we
at the piece
though?
of chocolate that I brought up, anticipating that I would eat this before we started recording.
Oh,
But
can't do
now
it
we've just
now.
been yapping, and yeah, it's too late. So now
Do you
it
need to
is.
take a break?
No, 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 no. It's my
Do I need
reward
to fill the
is
space? Yeah. Helen's
singing
awkwardly
more
chewing.
eating sounds. Yeah. Um anyway, Mitch, like for the last probably over a month, has been sketching out all these illustrations,
That's
writing
so
this
cool.
story about Violet the Pilot and all of her adventures. And yeah, it is the sweetest thing ever.
It
Tied
just
only
made
with
me
our sweatshirts.
it just made me realize, okay, because on Instagram I only ever share like the podcast episode tile with the description. Maybe if we have like, we're gonna not share like our children's faces or anything, but um maybe we add from like the episode notes. I don't know. Don't
Yeah.
people like add pictures sometimes?
I
Can you
like
do
that.
that directly? But we could just do it on our Instagram. So it's
A little
with this
visual
episode,
recap.
we
Yeah.
talked with this thing. So
Yeah.
all that to say, I would like a picture of
Mm-hmm.
your book to
I
include. And then
absolutely.
I've already posted our sweatshirt. And
Yeah.
fun update on our Instagram account, I figured out how to do a link tree,
Yeah.
and our link tree has the direct link to our podcast so that you don't have to like Google it or search it
Yeah.
yourself. Should have thought of that 22 episodes ago. That's okay. We're getting there. We're making a lot of
Mm,
progress for
we
season
are
2.
figuring things out.
Uh, but yeah, link tree on there, and it takes you to a apparel shop that I discovered I can make. So if you would like to also wear Millennial Mom Thoughts gear,
Mhm.
and I figured out I can also put it on a coffee mug,
Nice.
and there's some kind of like little travel zipper pouch that I also
Okay.
they have different products that you can select and
Cool.
put your logo on. So that's on there on something called Bonfire, which I was not
I've
familiar with
have heard
before.
of it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
legit. And
So yeah, it is
I wanted
legit.
to ask you too. I saw that the proceeds go toward or like a
Yes.
portion donated to what is it? I
It's the Becca Schmill
okay.
Foundation, and they, in partnership with Smartphone Free Childhood US, are like leading the distractions free. Gosh, I cannot say that word. Distraction
Mm,
free
three.
schools policy project,
Okay.
which
That is a
is
lot of
the
words.
yeah, it's a lot of words. Um, and I've joined the Illinois team for that, so we've kind of I maybe have mentioned that before now, I can't remember, but yeah, back in the fall joined that
Mhm.
team. And oh well, yeah, because
With
Caitlin
the
Finn
interview.
was on,
Yes. Yep.
yes, duh.
Yep.
So distraction free schools movement, and each state has like their own state team. Some are more active than others, and we've just gotten ours started. So anyways,
Awesome. Yeah.
that movement is in partnership with Smartphone Free Childhood US and the Becca Schmill Foundation. She Becca Schmill was a young woman who unfortunately died due to social media harms, and her mom, Deb Schmill, who I've been on some different Zoom meetings and things with, is just a powerful advocate. So I just when it gave you an option to like, do you want to select a nonprofit or something? I
Mm-hmm.
thought, oh, well, I already know. Yes, of
Yeah.
course, which one. So it's not just supporting. I mean, when I say supporting, like I think we get like a couple dollars
Yeah.
for each
Yeah.
sweat. We're not. This is not a turn and make money kind of situation. But
Yet.
if yeah, 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 we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's very stylish gear. But if you do choose to purchase, it's not something that is just like it doesn't. It has value. It has value because you're wearing something super cool from us, obviously, and it donates to a really important foundation that's doing really valuable and important work. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So
Yeah. Well,
visit us on Instagram and
yes.
check out our link tree.
And look for us at your nearest Chili's. I do have to say,
Yeah.
I don't know if you get this vibe from me or not, but I like Chili's would not be my first choice as a place to go. Like I don't know the last
Yeah.
time, but you know what is even more important to me is not making a decision. So when you said,
Oh.
"Are we going to Chili's?" I was like, "Yes, of course we are.
Yeah.
Of course we are."
Yeah.
And turns out the veggie burger was really good,
Oh, good.
and
I'm
the
glad.
fries were perfect because French
Well,
fries are
my
generally amazing.
disappointment in the fact that there were no
There were
onion
no onion rings though.
options, no
Yeah.
onion
What about the
petals.
awesome blossom?
So I figured out, now it's been several years. We also haven't gone to Chili's in a long time, but the 2 or 3 years back when we went to Chili's, and I hadn't been there in a long
Mhm.
time, I was like, well, we'll get an awesome blossom because we're at Chili's, duh. And I looked and I looked, I was like, what? There's no awesome
Awesome
blossom
blossom.
anymore?
Yeah.
And I remember asking the waiter, and they're like, we haven't had that for so long. Like it had been a long time.
Mhm.
And they're like, well, but we have these onion petals now. Like,
Mm.
oh, okay.
Not
So
the same.
not onion rings, but whatever. Not an awesome blossom, clearly. It's like they just picked the petals
Yeah.
off of the awesome blossom and did them individually. No. But now they've gotten rid of those.
This
So
economy.
listen, Chili's, if you are listening to this podcast, I don't know how you got here, but bring back an onion
Bring it
option,
back.
you
If
know?
you bring back the awesome blossom and or just onion rings, we will let you sponsor us.
Duh. And we will sing I want my onions
Baby
back,
back,
onions
baby
back,
back. Oh,
onions
I
back.
mean
I want my
onions.
onions
Onions
back,
back,
onions.
onions. Onions.
They're so tasty, deep
Actually,
fried.
this was really good. I'm so glad we rehearsed this portion of our podcast for tonight.
Yes. Aren't you so glad that you're listening to season 2? Oh my goodness. Yeah, other than Chili's Jingles and Link
Jingles,
Trees and
retreats.
retreats, which was very enjoyable,
It
by the way. I think we were
was.
there for like 2
We
hours.
were. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
We stayed our welcome.
we sure did. We sure did.
Hmm. Trying to think if there
Talked
was
about
anything
a whole
notable.
bunch
Yeah,
of
just
things.
good
We've
to.
got plans.
Did you feel this at all? And maybe the answer is no, so then I'll feel weird saying this, but was it kind of weird talking face to face for an extended period
Yes,
of time
it
without
was.
like without being on our podcast without an audience? It's like I was kind of looking around for like, is someone gonna laugh at this
Someone
joke?
listening.
You know? Yeah.
Well, no one's laughing at our joke. Like, it's only just you and me.
Hmm.
But yes,
But it was, yeah, it's like we
I
talk differently, just
I
when we know that
agree.
we're
We
producing
are
something, we
friends
have
in
an
real
awareness. We
life,
are friends
but
in real life, but it's been a minute since just like
I
the
know.
two of us. Have
And
we
then I
ever
thought
actually
we
sat
talk
across from each other
literally
and
every
talked? We're
week.
always walking or
I
at a
know.
petting zoo or in the middle of the
Interrupted by running
birthday
children.
party. Yeah.
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 So I don't
Very
know.
strange. I thought that too. I was like, why does it feel strange to talk to Helen in person?
Okay,
We
good.
know each other.
Uh-huh.
And I quite literally talk to you for at
Once a
least an
week.
hour every
Yeah.
week. But now it's like we're in person. What do
Mm-hmm.
we do?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a script. Oh no. Not
Where's
that we
the
don't we don't
outline?
have a script. We don't have a script. Or yeah,
Except,
outline,
well,
not
I
not a
did
script.
go into into our meeting retreat with an outline, and
Yeah,
we
you were
didn't
prepared.
touch it.
No, it's
Well, we
fine. You
kind
didn't
of
need to.
we looked at my charts, and
I did like your charts.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was how I
You
spent
came
probably
prepared. You came organized.
90% of my break. Not really, but
No,
I
no,
did do a
not
lot of
really.
list making and goal setting, and that's just kind of my
Yeah.
vibe this time of year. It's like
Yeah.
I just like to map out because I think I've let myself like fully take a break in the past where I just like I'm not gonna look at any work or think about anything for 2 weeks, and then I just get like anxious
Yeah.
at that lack of structure. So I think I've finally found kind of that balance of like I'm not actively making
You
progress on any
dabbled.
things, but I'm really just yeah, I'm like letting myself get into the boredom a little bit and then
It's good for
get
your
into the
brain.
creative thought and just get this stuff down. Like I don't have to work on it right now, but I have a list and I have ideas and
Yeah.
I'm I'm pretty pumped for some stuff I have
I'm pretty pumped
ahead.
for
I
some
have
stuff.
some stuff, this podcast included, but
Yes.
I feel
Same.
like and maybe I just wrote about this on my Substack today, so go follow me there. But
Yes.
really, it's that
Yes.
like that
I
was
haven't
kind of my
finished. I haven't finished
takeaways that
reading,
I've
but I saw
got
it pop up.
a lot of seemingly random projects going on right now, but I'm finally kind of sensing that through line, the connecting tie. So, which is part of what we
Cohesive.
talked about at our little retreat too, is just how much this podcast has helped us
Yeah.
process and have a space to talk about things
Yes.
that matter,
That people listen
that
to.
people listen to and people
Yeah.
care about. Yeah.
Which is still amazing to me. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea how many people actually listen or at least listen consistently, but when we got those or I got, that Spotify Wrapped, like some of
Mm-hmm.
those stats, like, oh, there's like
Yeah.
in my mind, a significant number of people that listen to our podcast. So that's cool.
Yeah. It's very cool. And hopefully we can honor that by doing
Yeah.
cool stuff, having interesting conversations.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know, what are our plans for season 2? What's
Well, we do have plans for more guests.
mm-hmm.
That I think is going to be a big one. And we had certainly some people in mind, and some we've already reached out to.
Nope, I haven't
And
done that. I
oh,
need
okay.
to.
I sent one
Good job.
email. I
Oh,
should
good.
say that.
Yeah.
For our potential January guest.
That's right. That's
Um,
right. I
which I
will
would
send my
not.
email this week.
I wouldn't say on here in case that
Right.
doesn't
Yes.
happen.
No worries.
But yeah, I think it'll be good to have just some different
Mm-hmm.
perspectives and get to ask different questions. I did have, and I haven't even reached out to her or talked to you because it came up in my mind after our podcast retreat. but I think I want to ask my first grade teacher if she would be on.
Yeah.
She's been a family friend. Like it's not
Cool.
just, hey, she was my first grade
Yeah.
teacher and then I never saw her again. Like
Yeah.
she's good family friends.
Nice.
And she's just a really interesting person.
Cool.
So I thought like she would be, and she was an educator for so long. I
Mhm.
actually saw her, was it just last year, or maybe it was in the summer when I one of my visits home. She works for the, actually she's retiring now, but the Carmel Historical Society. I
Mm.
think she's like executive director if I remember right.
Wow.
Um, and they would do story times in their building, and so I
Hmm.
went up to do one with Camden and Lily. Oh yeah, it was over the summer. And they have this cute little room, and she was the reader of the book that day,
Mm.
and it was just this really sweet moment of like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, my first grade teacher who maybe read this book to
Yeah.
me is now reading it to my kid, and a group of kids. But she spotted me right away and was like, "We
Aw.
have a special guest with us today." And all these, moms my age or younger are looking like, "Oh my gosh, what is this old lady doing here?" Anyways,
Oh, I love that.
so yeah, I thought that would just be, an interesting
Hmm.
perspective to have on all the things we talk about,
Yeah.
education and
Hmm.
parenting and social media, all the
Hmm.
things. So
I love
I
that idea. Now that's
think I'll
making
reach
me
out to
think
her.
too, because I've we've
I
talked about
know.
I have a few mentors and folks in mind that I think
Yeah.
would be good to talk to, but also, yeah, through my unique position as someone who taught in the school district where I went to school, it's like maybe there is something there. So, yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
I think it can. I think having guests on could definitely bring up new conversations,
Hmm.
and maybe also, I mean, not that we're doing this just to like get more listeners, but it'll get more,
Hmm.
more
Spread
ears
the,
on
yeah,
on our on our show perhaps. So,
absolutely. Give us your ears.
give us your ears, people. Both of them if possible. If you have both. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just have one. Maybe you just read the transcripts, which is
Maybe.
something we talked about at the retreat that I need
Yeah.
to go back and do
Yes.
because there were so many times where we said in the, well, not just early episodes, but
Hmm.
any episode. We'll talk more about that later, or this could be a whole
Hmm.
nother episode, and then sometimes we just don't revisit it.
Yeah,
So,
no. It is funny though to go back and read those because now as I'm like talking out loud, I'm like seeing words
yeah.
in my head as they will appear. And
Sometimes they get it
it's
right, sometimes they
so
don't.
yeah, it's wild how right it gets it though.
Yeah. Yeah.
More and more these days.
There's
I'm always
AI
impressed
for
by
you.
Siri anymore too. She doesn't like when I'm doing talk to text in the car, she doesn't get my punctuation, but she gets
Mm.
my weird words. And
Okay.
I'm trying to think of there's something I said recently that I was like, oh, she'll have no idea what this is, which is how I unfortunately think of Siri, but
Yeah. She'll have no idea.
she'll have no idea. But then she
Yeah.
got it.
Do you
Anyway.
know what word? Well, I don't do talk to text very often at all, but the word that gets auto corrected for me, or no, excuse me, does not get auto corrected, despite typing this probably now a billion times. I don't know what it is, but when I'm quick typing, trying to say the word because with my fingers, I always type Bruce's. Have you ever like I'm not
I've
it's
never had
so
that, but
often
here's
that it
mine.
says Bruce's. I'm like, "Really? You know I'm saying because.
Here's
Who's
my like
Bruce?"
I haven't had that specific experience, but mine is the word bottle, which
Mhm.
with a
Mhm.
baby, I type the word bottle quite frequently
A
and it
lot.
auto corrects. Like I will type Bottle and then it auto corrects to capital Bottlr.
What is
And I've
that?
looked that up. It's like not a brand, it's not anything. So I don't know if I
Conspiracy
mistakenly
theories.
typed it once and then it's like, where'd that come from? It's like
I
how it
don't
used
know.
to, I don't know if it still does, but capitalize the A of Apple because
Hmm.
Apple,
Oh, yep.
like
Yep.
that, at least used to be a thing, but I haven't noticed that. And I
Mine
write
just
about
usually
apples every now
suggests
and
the
then.
emoji.
Yeah. But bottler, I have no idea
Hmm.
what that is or why that
Nobody
is. So
knows.
maybe it is a conspiracy
I
theory.
think it
Maybe
is.
maybe
Did
season
this just become a
2
conspiracy theory podcast?
on the next episode.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that I want to go down that
Yeah, I
road.
don't plan
That's
on
that's a
that either.
long, scary
Maybe it's an
road.
episode topic, but
Oh, well, it could be. Yes, how social media influences things that are true and things that are not true.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Yeah, that could be a multi-episode topic.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
yes. Well, I know this was.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
sorry.
Go
No,
on.
I just saw the bullet point of go on. Book
Oh,
club.
what?
Is that what you're going to
Yes.
talk about? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I know we had. I had written a whole thing, not knowing exactly what our kind of intro plan was going to
Hmm.
be, but I think that is definitely something we'll have enough time
I think
for
so too.
next episode, episode 24. Which here, let's just preview. I'll preview
Yeah.
what we're gonna chat about. Because at the pod retreat, like it's the
I
pod
love it's an
retreat.
official
It's so
thing.
silly. We'll have another one, maybe
The
at Chili's or
pod
somewhere
ret
else.
pod
Pod,
pod pod treat I don't know
pod treat. It's
pod
a pod
treat.
treat. I feel like I'm calling for Indy. Like, you want a pod treat?
Hey, my pod treat is sitting on the desk right now,
Oh
so
yeah, sorry.
let's
I will wrap
keep
this
this
up
thing
because I
moving.
know
I'm
that it's
just
very important for you to get to your pod treat. Post pod treat.
kidding.
But I was thinking about, how we use social media, and we obviously talk a
Hmm.
whole lot about social media, and sometimes the desire to not be on social media. You've talked about cutting back on social media and
Hmm.
how like you don't miss it, and I also have cut back in the way I used to use it,
Hmm.
but I'm still on it. I'm still on it a lot, but I'm using
Hmm.
it in a different way. It's certainly more intentional. I definitely still do the scrolling, and I catch myself. But I was thinking more about like Facebook specifically, and then it went to Instagram, but I've had Facebook longer. I had Facebook basically since it started,
Hmm.
um, and I did a whole kind of deep dive history lesson on Facebook, and so I just wanted to do an episode about what my use of Facebook was when it started,
Hmm.
and then kind of the origin of the company and the progression of use over time. I I have used it since 2004. It is now 2026. That's a lot of years, people. That's over a legal drinking age amount of years,
Oh, your
which is
Facebook page can drink.
my Facebook page could drink, yeah,
It's
last
crazy to
year.
think about. Like that puts it in perspective of just how much the platform has
Half my
changed.
life.
Oh yeah, and that yeah,
Well,
yeah,
more because I was 18
yeah.
and I'm turning 40 in March. So,
Woohoo!
yeah, shout out 40. Um, so yeah, half-ish of my
Mm-hmm.
life, half plus, has been on a, a platform that I don't own.
Mm-hmm.
I don't I have no control over, really. It could disappear tomorrow, and it's like, well, I guess it's just gone, so I don't own any of that. So I just thought that would be interesting to talk about the history of it, and then maybe shed some light on problematic things about it,
Mm-hmm.
but just how we use it, why we use it, pros, cons, that kind of stuff. So that will definitely be next
Yeah.
episode. But
Well,
yes, going back to my other bullet
for
point.
sure. Yeah. Well, let me just say too, I think
Oh,
that's
yes.
maybe we should do more of this kind of previewing if we have our act together, because I think that's an
Oh, yeah.
important thing for
Yeah.
listeners to think about, to reflect on ahead of time too, is like what is
Yeah.
your own social media story, perhaps, or just like your use of it over time. How long have these things been in your life, and
Yeah.
has that changed over time as well? So
It's been
I'm
in
glad
my.
I have a little more time myself to be thinking about this, because I can remember
Try and
back
scroll
to
back.
I
You can't.
was gonna
Facebook won't let
say
you. It
it won't.
quits. It won't. So you can do that filter, and I'll say this: it doesn't, at least on my phone, it doesn't work on my phone, but it worked on the
Hmm.
computer. The filter, like you
Okay.
can select a date
I
to
can
go
say
back
like take me
to.
back to
Uh
20
huh.
what was mine 2009, I want to say,
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
remember being on the band bus,
Oh.
hearing about people who had Facebook, going home and getting on there without, I think I created an account but didn't yet make friends, so that I
Mm.
could like if people had public profiles, I could go on
You
there
could
and like
see
get a sense
stuff.
of like what how are people using this thing? Why
Yeah.
is this different from MySpace?
Oh man.
But
Gosh,
anyway, yeah,
R.I.P.
yeah, yeah. This will
MySpace.
give
Yeah.
me more time to think, maybe run
Yeah.
some
Try and go back
experiments
and scroll.
myself, try to go back and use those filters to see what was my first post.
Yeah.
That would be
I
I
it
really don't remember. Wow.
it's
Okay. I'm
it's a
excited.
lot. And then it also sends a chill down my spine because I'm thinking, what is all the stuff that I put on other people's
Yeah.
Facebook that I'm not friends with on Facebook
Yeah.
anymore that I can't delete
Yeah.
and get rid of? Because I
Yeah.
know 18-year-old, I mean, heck, 25-year-old Jordan talks differently than
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
soon to be 40-year-old Jordan. So, what kind of cringe-worthy,
Yes.
probably problematic, stuff have I written
Mm-hmm.
on people's Facebooks that, I never got rid of my, like, it's still mine. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's a clickable link if you scroll back to your Facebook from when we were friends. Anyways,
Yeah.
so yeah, that and then that led to like, oh, people on Facebook, like, when when do you unfriend, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a weird way to experience society
Mm-hmm.
and friendships and pseudo friendships and all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of stuff. So yes,
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Okay. Stay
Next
tuned.
episode, I
I'm,
think it'll be good
yeah,
to dive into that.
for
But
sure. What else are you diving into
I am
soon?
starting tomorrow night a new adventure. I've been like I've talked about, I'm in this like daily looking at ways to connect with others in my community and even just across the country, and have done that through um, showing the film Can't Look Away, which I do still continue. I hope to continue doing that even in
Excellent.
January. I need to look at my calendar and the library calendar to set another date. And then I've reached out to some other, like a larger scale, hopefully option at a church here in town
Mm.
to see if they would want to host it just in a bigger space and a bigger audience. So I hope to hear back about that soon. So I keep looking for ways to engage, and as much as I would love to do this book club in person, it just isn't. The library's not open past 8, so it's not feasible on most weeknights to do really anything before 8 o'clock. So I decided to do a Google Meet, and I just put it in the Wait Until 8th Facebook group, which I don't know if you've looked in there recently. There's 97 people in there.
Wow.
I'm
Yeah,
almost to 100, which is kind of nuts.
that's fantastic.
And for a small town, I mean, I know not every single person is in Morton. I had a few people request to join that are like, I
Mhm.
want to do this in my town too, so I wanted to see your group, which is great.
Absolutely.
Um, but yeah, a good number of people. So I posted in there, and then the Morton Moms group, and then the Peoria Moms group.
Mm.
And I just put, I'm doing a book club. It's starting on this date, and here I pre selected the dates, and I did it 4 weeks in a row, which maybe book clubs are not always week after week.
Mm.
You get
No,
some
I
time,
think.
but it's a really, like, it's a short book. It's a super easy read.
And remind me the title of the book.
It's 10 Rules for Raising Kids in a High Tech World by Jean Twenge.
Thank you.
and I put, you don't have to even have read it. Like I took notes on it, and I actually shared that note stock today. I emailed, and I had a couple people sign up. I've got a
Great.
Letty Brown mom, I got a Jefferson mom, and I've had other people like interact with it, and so it might just not work with their schedule to go.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm doing chapters, well, introduction and then rules 1 through 3 tomorrow, and then next Monday it's 4 through 6, and then next Monday 7 through 9, and then the final one, the fourth one, is 10 conclusion and thoughts. So doing that over Google Meet, and just thought this is just a way to talk to other people
Mm-hmm.
and get other perspectives, and I have them sign up on just a Google form that I see, and really just what I did for the Can't Look Away
Mm-hmm.
film screening. Like, what are you concerned about? What would you like more information about?
Mm-hmm.
What's your comfortability level with your own managing your own kids' technology, and just kind of getting a feel for where people are. And
Mm-hmm.
because I know it matters I mean, if you're a parent, you can't not interact with smartphones and social media,
Mm-hmm.
whether you choose to give them to your kids or not. So I know that this is important, and I guess I'm trying to move towards kind of collective action,
Yeah.
and getting people together. So
Well, and here's one thing that I'm thinking about, and this is just a throwing it out there idea, but maybe that is once we're done with season 2 and it's summertime when schedules and availability change, maybe we take that time to focus on more in-person community
yeah,
engagement. Like maybe, and especially because I think a lot of the people who care about these issues are educators, and with
right.
it being summertime, then schedules open up in a way, or doing something specifically for folks whose schedules revolve
Did
around
we
the
just
school year.
launch a workshop or
That's
something?
what I'm kind of thinking, like, wouldn't that be sick?
Honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the days are longer.
Yeah.
You know how time feels so much different in summer too. And maybe I'm just romanticizing that right now, but it's
Oh,
like
summer.
when it's 4:30 and
I
you're like,
know.
what am I doing for the next 4 hours until it's
Right.
like generally acceptable to go to bed?
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's just a thought. Or at least a hope, because I know anytime you're like, oh, it's got to be on Google Meet, it's like not ideal, but it works best. Like that, that's what works right now. But maybe
Right.
there are future opportunities
That'd be
to
super
really
cool.
create
Well, I
something
know a great
high
space in the
art.
library is awesome.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And you can I know it's not renting, but rent one of
Mm-hmm.
the meeting rooms and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
Or maybe we just book Hannah's garden and get me a microphone and
Dance routine, go.
Dan, I could do that.
Helen's song and dance hour.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
Did you
Social
do like
media is
tap or
scary.
anything? Do you have
I
tap
did
skills?
I do tap? Yeah. No, I
Okay, there
did
you go.
dance
Dust off your tap
from
shoes and
3 to 18 years old
oh, I
with
didn't know it was
a
that long.
2 year gap during first 2 years of high school
Okay.
because eighth grade is a really challenging
I was
year
gonna say, is
for
that
a
what you
lot of
refer to as the
girls.
dark period?
And yep,
Yeah,
there were just
yeah.
enough things that once I got to ninth grade, I was like, I don't think I want to do it. And then I really missed dancing. Like it was
Yeah.
a people thing that made me and I had started marching band at that point, which obviously
Oh,
is
well, there you go. There's
a
your
very
time.
time intensive activity in itself. But then
Yeah.
by my junior year of high school, it's like I really miss doing dance. And it is the kind of thing that although there's like college clubs and stuff where you
Yeah.
can dance in that capacity, it mostly ends at that age.
Hmm.
And like even the competitive and kind of dance is like very different than what you do in your dance class. Although that all to be said, I did do adult dance class. I think just
Okay.
one class. My sister has done several of them, but the place where she takes her kids
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
does,
I didn't realize
yeah,
that they also had adult
captivation
stuff.
does adult classes and she's done several, and then we did one ballet class together, which
Stop.
solidified like why Hannah and I it's a good thing we were never like that, we weren't the same age or like close to each other, so we were never in school at the same time,
Yeah.
or why we never did a private class together. We always talked about like doing a duet and we never
Uh-huh.
did that. But yeah, we were a couple of giggly gals, but it was so fun and so
Oh,
much
it
of it.
was giggling. It wasn't I'm gonna like kill you and you're driving
No,
me
yeah, it was
crazy.
just
Oh,
everything is
that's me and my
silly.
sister.
And
We still to this day have about I she famously in her matron of honor speech at my wedding said we have about a 2 to 4 hour window of time before we just really can't stand each other.
oh
And,
no.
and at that point, we were going on like 36
Oh geez,
hours of being
yeah.
around each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're going to kill each other.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah,
That's funny.
opposite,
Yeah.
opposite situations.
Fair enough.
Hello,
But they
Jesse.
do now offer pre-point classes, which is like
Okay.
I never got to do, point shoes
Oh,
where it go,
okay.
like instead of the ballet
I
slippers.
thought this was like a point system. I didn't
No,
know.
no, no, POINT. And now
Oh,
this is just me
okay.
long-term manifesting because like I said, that's
You're
the
going
mode
back
I'm
to
in right
dance.
now. But
Okay.
it's like I'm really pretty heavily focused on my running right now.
Yeah.
And running and dance require two very different muscle groups
Yeah.
and skill sets and all that. Like fitness is fitness. But anyway,
Sure.
if I ever like get injured or need to take a long break from running,
You're going dancing.
I'm gonna go back to dance and I'm gonna do all the pre-point classes so I can finally get a pair of point shoes. And
I
and then they're
never.
gonna my like perennial childhood dream of like a talent scout. Have I ever told you about
Oh,
this? Like
no.
this is the game I would always play by myself. Like I'd be playing basketball in the driveway and then I would be like, and what if like a talent scout drove by and was like, hey, we're gonna
Drove
recruit you
by.
for this special team of gifted youth basketball play, and like for whatever activity it was like when
Aw,
I would be in dance I'd be like maybe someone will be at the
someone will
recital
see
and see
me.
me, or maybe when I do this, yeah, it was a
My name
fun
in
dream. But in
lights.
a way I suppose I got to do that US Army All-American marching band my senior year of high school,
Oh,
which was kind of similar. I had to like audition and stuff. I didn't get
okay.
randomly selected by
Someone driving
a
by,
recruiter just
listening
driving
to
by. Uh-huh.
you play marching band music. Yeah.
But anyway, I should be soloing at the Nutcracker in like New York City Ballet by
I'm
this
so
time next
excited to
year.
come see you.
Yeah, yeah. 2026, man, it's
Get
a big
tickets now. Tickets on sale soon.
year.
Starring Helen Plevka-Jones. I never took dance as a kid. I did tennis.
Hmm.
I think I would have loved dance. Gosh, I should ask my mom like what made her decide to put us into different things. That really tennis was it. But um I as an adult took I got into Zumba
I
classes,
was gonna
which I know
guess. I
isn't
was like,
like,
you are a Zumba gal. Yeah, I
well,
did Zumba in college.
it was super fun. I'm trying to remember the year. It was post it might have been pre-grad school. So maybe like 2009, 2010. Um or during grad school. But I went to a class and it was really more of just like a hip hop class, but it was
Hmm.
called Zumba. And what because community building is fun,
Hmm.
it just ended up being this kind of same group of
Yeah.
girls. And then the teacher kind of went out on her own to the smaller gym. And I was like, well, I love this class and I love these people and we just dance and have fun.
Mhm.
Um, and that lasted multiple years.
That's awesome.
And then when I moved to Illinois, then it stopped.
Yeah, Illinois tends
And
to
I
do
just
that to
never found.
people.
I'm
Where do
sure.
you
I'm
do
sure
Zumba
another
around here?
group.
Yeah,
I mean,
does
I
the
joined the
Gold's
and I
Thin
don't. I'm not a
that's
member of a gym
yeah.
anymore. Time and all that. When before I had Camden, a friend of mine, we would go to the Riverplex,
Mm.
and they would have some like dance classes. I don't
Hmm.
know if it was Zumba specific, but we would go to those, like, exercise, dance,
Yeah.
just routines that you do to fun music. I was
Man,
like,
I
yeah, I
forgot
like
about
this.
Zumba.
Yeah,
I
I loved it. It was a lot of fun, and the music was good. And we also I got into like line dances, not like
I
country
love that.
music
Oh,
line
okay.
dances, like
But
hip
like
hop.
electric slide
Kind of.
or no?
There was one that was, I was convinced that I was going to be able to do the whole thing because it was kind of complicated, but it was this long heels, red bottoms, like, those shoes that have the red. Anyways, I just remember that was in there. Long heels, red bottoms, and you had to do all these moves. I was like, I am gonna get this, and it was complicated stuff.
Oh, I
Look it
love
up,
that.
people. Um,
Actually, I'm wondering, you asked if I could send a picture to put on the Instagram of Violet the Pilot.
yeah.
Could we also get a little demo um video of
Oh, a
you doing,
video. Oh
yeah.
boy. Well, you know what? I could send you a video of, like, 2010 Jordan who knew what she was
Okay.
doing.
That's acceptable.
I
I'll
could go
I'll
back in the
I'll take
archives
that
and find
for
that.
now.
It's a
Yeah.
short clip. I could do that. I could do that. Yeah,
That's wonderful.
here's when I was doing Zumba and loved it. Yeah, I would love if I had the time to do a class and also had the money to pay for a gym
Mhm.
membership. It's
No.
like it's just not an expense that I can do right now.
No.
I would do that. I did much better with classes rather than
Yeah.
like I'm just going to the gym. It's
Hmm.
boring.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm glad for you if that's something that you enjoy doing, but I liked
Yeah.
classes, so
Not currently a member of a gym right now,
yeah.
which is fine, but also
No, it's the
it's
jungle gym upstairs of parenthood.
it's for
That's my
sure.
gym,
For sure. Well, and mine
running
is
around.
the treadmill of our very boring, very small neighborhood. So like I get out and run at 5:30 a.m.
There
in
you go.
yeah, the same little loop about 5 times over, and it's do what you can do, and that's what I'm doing right now. But
Yeah,
yeah,
do what you got to do.
I do what you do.
I don't know. Have we
And
run out of things?
have we run out
Listen,
of
we don't
things
want to
with
we don't want to
things?
run out of steam
We don't want to run
on
out of
this
steam.
hot new season 2 episode, fresh. But I think we've kind of covered it. We've previewed episode 2 or 24. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get out of the habit of saying episode 1 and 2.
Because the
Episode
numbers
24.
matter.
The numbers
What is Link
matter.
to Scrolling to Death's two-part series, The Heat is on Meta?
Oh, that's for the next one.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
well,
for because when we talk about
sorry.
Facebook and
Spoiler. I'll cut this
spoiler. Well, hey, if
out.
you in the if after you listen to our episode and you're like, gosh, I just need more podcasts in my life, I promote this to everyone. The Scrolling to Death. Her name's Nikki Petrosi. I have learned an incredible amount from her, and then she and this woman Sarah Gardner from the Heat Initiative partnered to do kind of this mini series called The Heat Is On. They did The Heat Is On Apple, they did The Heat Is On Snapchat, they did The Heat Is On Meta, and The Heat Is On AI chatbots. And they were each, I think they were each 2 episodes for each one of those. Fascinating. I mean, terrifying, awful. Just get prepared. It's some heavy stuff, but
Important.
it's so important. And just, it, I know we joked earlier about conspiracy theory stuff, but this is not conspiracy theory stuff. The fact that some of the things that they're talking about are just not more widely known and publicized, which means they have a lot of money and they're putting these stories they're getting these stories not told, I guess. But there's just a lot of problematic stuff, a lot of things that we've touched on, but yeah, go definitely go check those out, and
well, and,
we will link in the show notes
yes,
to
we will.
to their episodes. It's very scrolling the number 2 death. So
well, and I need to listen to that podcast and
it's
have
really
needed
good.
to.
It's really
But
good.
I currently have a pretty hefty podcast listening list. Again, list making season for me.
Yeah.
But this is going to be for my class
Oh,
that
I'm so
I
excited for your
starts
class.
in. I mean, a week from tomorrow in the time that we're
Oh,
recording, but
okay.
January 12th is the start of
Okay.
that semester. And one of the assignments I inherited as like an option from someone who's previously taught the class is to have these little, I'm going to call it pod clubs, or maybe just maybe
Okay.
pods, because that would be
Pod
really
pods.
silly. Probably not. That sounds just like potty.
It does. Well,
But
I was like, you can't even shorten it because you can't be like
no.
peepees.
Yeah, no. You're right. Okay. Thank you
Pod.
for workshopping this with me. I'm
You're
just going to call
welcome.
them podcast clubs, where there's a number of like education podcasts, like, shows that tackle
Yeah.
different issues in education that are pre selected, and then like a number of episodes for each show. And then they get into small groups, and each group listens to one of these shows over the course
Oh,
of several weeks, and just
okay.
it's like a book club, but they're
Yeah.
listening to different podcasts, and then they have meetings for, I think I'm having 2 or 3 like every other week meetings, so like we'll dedicate that full class to small podcast club group discussions, and then they have to create something as a group to share with the
Do you
class at
have
the
already, or
semester.
are the podcasts pre-selected,
Yeah,
or
or at
you're
least
going through the
there's
process
a
of?
list that someone already gave me of what she's
Got it.
used in the past. So that's kind of what I want to spend my next,
Yeah.
basically anytime I'm driving, just getting through these,
Yeah.
because it's vast and it's a lot, and I don't need to be an expert on all of these topics. That's
Sure.
why activities like this are awesome, because they're very student led, and they have a lot of
Yes.
agency in that. But also I'm curious enough myself, like I want to know what they're going to be
Yeah.
engaging with, and all that. So I'm very excited for that. And one of the options I'm going to give them is creating their own podcast that,
Awesome.
maybe there's something specific they heard in an episode, like a story they want to learn more about, or a
Yeah.
topic they want to explore, or how does this relate to our campus, or things like that. So I think it's
That's
going to be pretty
I'm
cool.
so excited for your
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
I think I already said we've got my social media's terrible segment, and
Mm-hmm.
then we're gonna now have your this week in history of education segment, or what I'm teaching this week is
Mm-hmm.
it's really interesting, it's really relevant, and
Mm-hmm.
it's important for future teachers to understand the past,
Yes.
and then how does that influence what's going on right now, and then what they want to do
100%.
in the future. So
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
Love
Ugh.
it.
Yeah. And made me excited for my week ahead, because this will be my prep
Yes.
week, getting
Yeah.
everything squared away and ready to go as best I can. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Excited.
I'm excited too. Oh my gosh.
Lots of things to
Man,
report back
2026 is
on.
so great
I
as far
know.
as our tiny little bubble
Yes.
of
Well,
our life goes. Everything else, not so much.
I
And
know. There's things going on,
there's
but
lots of things
that's
going
okay.
on. There always are, though. And that's why
There always are.
connection and
Yes, that's what
community
matters. That's
Yeah.
what matters. Well, friends, listeners, I just want to remind you that even though it's cold, it's not as cold
It's not
as
going
it
to be as,
was. It's getting better. And daylight is lengthening. So I saw, I wish I would have written it down. I think it's in, was it 39 days? Something like that. The sun sets at 7, if I recall. I
What?
could be totally making that up. But
That seems unfathomable, but I
I
guess I'd
the
believe it.
sun
Well,
is
because then
lasting
we
longer.
spring forward and then
Right.
we lose
Oh,
that
well, yeah, then
again.
there's
Yeah,
that.
so
That
that
I kind of wish we could ditch that, but anyways. I don't like the daylight
that's
saving stuff. I didn't grow up with it.
Oh
Indiana
yeah,
didn't.
that's right. That's right. Well, there was legislation on the desk for a while in Illinois
No.
that and then certain teachers may have seen that headline about that and
Mm.
then not read the article, so then told their students that daylight savings was canceled, and then their co-teacher was sitting in the room like, what are they talking
This
about
sounds
right
oddly
now?
specific
And
and
then
personal to someone
looked it
talking
up
right now.
herself and kind of came back the next week being like, so we're definitely doing daylight savings, you guys.
JK, guys. JK. As kids
No,
maybe
totally
still say.
hypothetical, definitely not
Not
lived experience
not
there.
Mrs. Helen Plevka-Jones.
I don't think I was PJ
Re
at that
Oh,
point.
you weren't married. Okay, Mrs. or
Miss
Miss
Miss Plevka.
Helen Plevka. Yeah.
Don't call me
Well,
Helen.
oh.
That's a
Oh, yeah.
call me.
You know, I've continued to be in this weird spot now that I don't work in a building when I tutor students, especially when I get new students that didn't, that they don't know me from high school because I've been out of it long enough now. That I'm like, am I Jordan?
Yeah.
Am I Mrs. Spiegelmeyer? Usually they just don't say anything because it's weird, but I'm an adult. But, Brian's band students, like he's
They call him
Brian because he's
Brian,
not a
right?
teacher
Yeah.
at the high
Yeah.
school. So it's just
Also,
a
he's
weird.
not Mr. Spiegelmeyer. I can't.
No, it's too weird. No, who calls him Mr. Spiegelmeyer? And it's just such a long last name.
Yeah, it's a good last name though.
It is. I was accused of having it be a fake name once. Have I told you that story?
No.
I will end with that, and then we really will end.
Yeah, you're right.
When I was working at the high school, this must have been my first year. Yeah, first year. I did not know. I couldn't even pick this woman out of a lineup now. She's probably in a lineup, but sorry. It's fine. No, I can say that because she was like harassing people. Yeah, we're getting into it. We're dropping the niceness. No, not at all. Anyways, this woman, I think her son was a senior. And it was my first year, so I inherited all these things. I didn't know him. And I won't even go, I obviously will not share any details about the student, but there were just things going on. And I was trying to help. I was genuinely trying to help with this situation and schedule something for him. And she calls and leaves a message, and it is very apparent that she is under the influence of something. And she opens the phone call with, Spiegelmeyer? Is that even that sounds like a fake name. Spiegelmeyer. I don't even feel comfortable saying that name. Spiegelmeyer. Anyways, and then goes on to this whole long rant. And then she brought it back up later. She's like, that's not even, that's a fake name. She just kept saying I had a fake name.
Yeah.
So.
Even though I don't know this mom and I don't know that,
yeah.
I know this mom. As a character from my own life,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and this was not the only incoherent message that this woman left me, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope you're doing better.
Absolutely. It's a complicated job.
I hope you're doing better in this world, but that was my first introduction to you, and it was pretty interesting and a little bit scary. So,
but also, yes, you have found me out. It is an alias, and
yeah, I mean, what is a name, really? What's a real name? What's a fake name?
Oh, true.
Anyways, it was not my birth name. I married into this name, so I guess technically it's not real. I don't know. On that note, anyway, I am real. I am Jordan Spiegelmeyer, and you are Helen Plevka-Jones.
Yes.
And
could you tell that this is not an AI generated podcast?
Not at all.
We are beating those robots.
No, at all. But we want you to go outside.
Please
and
do.
We want you to touch the grass
Mm-hmm.
and be more mindful in your screen use and screen time, and get out there and enjoy the fresh air.
Absolutely.
Take some deep breaths. Touch that grass.
Yes. And thank you for listening.
Podcast
music and podcast merch inspiration in a way is by Mr. Spickelmeyer, aka Brian.
From now on, Mr. Spickelmeyer.
No, that's a one-time thing. I will definitely not remember that in future episodes. Jordan Spickelmeyer does social media, but is that a real name? That's for you to determine. And I am Plevka-Jones. What do? I edit the audio, and I say we will catch you on the flippity flip.
That's right.